Hello everybody and welcome to this week's complete singing session. So usual format, easy song at the end, easy song at the beginning with something sandwiched in between that's a little bit more tricky, but we need to get going with a warm-up, and it's a word-based warm-up. Just goes down a scale, and the first bit to do is a nice house. Don't they keep such a nice house? So you go down to scale, a nice house, ready. A nice house, 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 a nice house. One more. A nice house, 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 a nice house. So back to that note, but this time rather than a nice house, it's an ice house, like an igloo. An ice house, an ice house. And that's the key to doing it, is an ice. You actually have to put a little glottal stop. Stop the sound, an ice house, and you hit the ice. An ice house, ready. An ice house, 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 an ice house. An ice house, 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 an ice house. So what we do is we alternate between them, back to going down a scale, and we start with a nice house, and then we do an ice house. A nice house, think U-N-N-N-N-N-N. A nice house, but then an ice house. So long end for a nice house, and a quick, really clip the end for an ice house. A nice house, an ice house, a nice house, an ice. And I find myself really biting at an ice house. A nice house, an ice. So do that with the face. A nice house, an ice house, a nice house, and the glasses bounce. A nice house, an ice house, a nice house, an ice house. So we go down the scale, alternating, starting with a nice house. A nice house, an ice house, a nice house, an ice house, a nice house, an ice house, a nice house, an ice house. One more. A nice house, an ice house, a nice house, an ice house, a nice house, an ice house, a nice house, an ice house. So 3 well-known songs. I'm going to make the first one a little bit higher than we normally do. I've been saying something with the Zoom choir. I'm finding low notes, having not been singing sort of properly, regularly, for quite a while now, for months and months now. I find low notes quite difficult to get to. So I'm actually going to make some things a little bit higher than normal. But don't worry, altos who are already going, oh God, not going to make them that high. So you're going to start with Let It Be, lovely Beatles song. When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary, etc, etc. Done it lots of times. And remember, with the chorus, indulge me with the L's on Let It Be. You need to put your tongue up behind your top teeth, you need to put them in if necessary. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. And because there's a reiteration of words, let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Aim for the fourth one. Give it some shape. Whisper. Whisper words of wisdom. Don't go all English and clip it. Whisper words of wisdom. Whisper words, long W's. So really wallow in the let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. And enjoy the end of wisdom. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. And other than that, it just trundles all the way through. You know my thing with the last verse about I wake up to the sound of music, the Julie Andrews alarm clock, and at whatever time in the morning she pops about the top and goes, the hills are alive with the sound of, and that's supposed to wake you up. So that's my mental image for I wake up to the sound of music. But other than that, it just rattles through. Remember at the end of the last chorus, let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be, there will be an answer. So just be aware of the extra couple of lines put in. But other than that, it just trundles along. our harder work song for this week. Get back to normal key. My Lord, What a Morning. It's an old favourite. I do it lots of times in the groups, and in fact if you look back on the YouTube channel earlier on in the year, there's the video going through this in great detail, and has separate videos because I do it in 3 parts, so men, sopranos and altos. There's the videos if you want to learn each of the parts. But basically you can sing along with whichever one you like, but it's all about shape. So with the chorus, the My Lord, what a morning, you have to aim for the morning and don't chop it up. My Lord, what a morning, the shop would run out of milk. You know, it's not that. It's My Lord, what a morning. And ning isn't very important, not morning. The accent's on the morning. And then the second iteration of My Lord, What a Morning, a bit louder. My Lord, what a morning. But the same shape, aim for morning. Third one loud still. My Lord, what a morning. And then just careful of the rhythm on the last bit. When the stars begin to fall. So sing through stars. When the stars, and then begin to, and don't toof. The temptation to go din toof. There's no toof in it. When the stars begin to fall. So let's do the whole chorus. My Lord, what a morning. My Lord, what a morning. My Lord, what a morning. When the stars begin to fall. And then, as with so many of these things, it's just about matching how you sing to the character of the words. So with it, you'll hear the trumpet. If you can roll your R's, dramatic trumpet. You'll hear the trumpet sound. Think Brian Blessed. Sound to wake the nations underground. And enjoy ground, so it's quite loud there. You'll hear the trumpet sound to wake the nations. When you get to ground, it dies away. Underground. And enjoy the closing. Ground. So ready, you'll hear go. You'll hear the trumpet sound to wake the nations underground. And then because it's been quite meaty and loud, when you go back to the chorus, that stays quite meaty. My Lord, what a morning. My Lord, what a morning. You know, so you match it to the character, and then you'll hear the sinner. Right, to sense the contempt and put a hissy S. You'll hear the sinner, you know, it's all with teeth together. Sinner moan to wake the nation. You have to act it. You have to act it. Sinner. So ready? Let's do that first. 2, go. You'll hear the sinner to wake the nations underground. And then when you get to the chorus, sotto voce, so very quiet, under the voice. My Lord, what a morning. My Lord, what a morning. My Lord, what a morning. When the stars begin to fall. So, you know, it really matches the moaning singers. And then we get to the last one, you'll hear the Christian. So like with trumpet in the first one, you'll hear the Christian shout. So ready, loud first, and go. You'll hear the Christian shout to wake the nations underground. And then we go back into the My Lord. Starts quite loud, but this time we're going to tail off towards the end. So it starts really quite bombastically. My Lord, what a morning. My Lord, what a morning. But as you get to the third one, my Lord, what a morning. Just pull it all back in. When the stars begin to fall. And hold the vowel open. Fall. I know you do. Very gently. Curl the tip of your tongue up onto behind your top teeth. Fall. Like with the let it be, but not quite so far forward. It's more of the roof of the mouth. When the stars begin to fall. But don't flick. Don't go fall. Don't do a fall. But just fall. So it goes on to that lovely L, and it just tails off. So can I have a quick swig of quick swig of tea? I said to you last week, please do. It's so dry with central heating going. It's incredibly dry. So do have some water, a cup of tea, anything you like, just to sort of keep everything a little bit lubricated. So we're going to go all the way through from the beginning. Cinnamon to wake the nations on the ground. My Lord, what a morning. My Lord, what a morning. Lovely. So, final song, and whenever I do this, I get asked to do this one quite often. It's a great feel-good song. It's Georgie Girl. There's someone I have to apologise to, and you know who you are, and I'm really, really sorry, and I know you can't stand it, because when you were little, people used to sing this every time they saw you. So I apologise. I'm absolutely terribly sorry, Georgina, which gives a clue as to who you are and probably why you can't stand it. But yes, great song, great feel-good song. I think I've said to you before, I remember my sister, remember the film of this, remember my sister having the VHS, remember VHS players, the big VHS players with the top loading bit, the pop-topped, it's a good tongue twister, the top popped up, and you put the cassette in and it had to sort of force it back down. And we had one of those, and we had, yes, a video of Georgie Girl for some reason, no idea why. My sister used to watch it, and I remember the opening title sequence, you know, with her walking down the street and swinging around like that. And anyway, great song, feel-good song. Needs lots of attitude. Hey there, Georgie Girl, swinging down the street so fancy-free. Quite low there. But if I don't do it low there, by the time you get to the end, bring out down to the love you hide, and oh what a change there be, the world would see. Gets quite high there. So it's one of those ones we either start too low, or we end too high. So sort of somewhere in the middle, but it doesn't mean there's a growly note. Hey there, Georgie Girl, swinging down the street so fancy-free. No one you could meet could ever see the loneliness there. And I think this bit, inside you, is quite punchy. Bop, bop, bop. We're singing a sort of brass section. Do-do-do-do-do, could ever see the loneliness there. Bop, bop, bop. So really punch those out. Hey there, Georgie Girl, why do all the boys just pass you by? Could it be you just don't try, or is it the clothes you wear? And then with this little middle bit, you're always window shopping but never stopping to buy. And I think spring into the next bit. So when you get to the end of that line, don't go bye, but bye, because it springs into the next bit. So shed those dowdy feathers and fly a little bit. And again there, grow through the long note. And when you get the second set of words there, don't be so scared of changing and rearranging yourself. So, yeah, so again, it springs it, and then the next one, can't read my writing. It's time for jumping down from the shelf a little bit. So, you know, use those ones to spring into the next bit, gives it the sense of momentum. And in fact, you know, right from the beginning, got a sort of lovely sense of drive about it. So lots of energy. You can't go, hey there, Georgie Girl, hey there. You know, nudge the start of each note. Think of push it, use your diaphragm, your abdominal muscles. Hey there, Georgie Girl. You know, push them from there. Don't overdo it. Don't sort of go laughing policeman. Ho, ho, ho. Hey there, Georgie Girl. You still sing through them, but you put some pressure on the start. Hey there, Georgie Girl. So all the way through it. Yeah, if you might have to just go onto YouTube, have a look at the opening title sequence with her walking down the street, get the whole swinging the bag over the shoulder, gives you the right attitude. Hey there, Georgie Girl, swinging down the street so fancy. Nobody you meet could ever see the loneliness there inside you. Hey there, Georgie Girl, why do all the boys just pass you by? Could it be you just don't cry, or is it the clothes you wear? You're always window shopping but never stopping to buy. So shed those dowdy feathers and fly a little bit. Hey there, Georgie Girl, there's another Georgie deep inside. Bring out all the love you hide, and oh what a change there'd be. The world would see the new Georgie Girl. Hey there, Georgie Girl, swinging down the street so fancy. Nobody you meet could ever see the loneliness there inside you. Hey there, Georgie Girl, dreaming of the someone you can be. Life is a reality, you can't always run away. Don't be so scared of changing and rearranging yourself. It's time for jumping down from the shelf a little bit. Hey there, Well, I do hope you've enjoyed this week's singing session. I am getting lots and lots of suggestions now, which is fabulous, so really, really appreciated. And I'm trying to actually make the sessions up just using the suggestions and ideas that people send to me. So please do keep those flowing in. Otherwise, take care. Hope to see you soon.